We're taking a break from the build in the car today. This is Charlotte. She's a cross between a Water Spaniel and an Irish Springer Spaniel. As I was saying, we're taking a break from the build today. I'm waiting on some parts coming from DeLorean Club UK. When we pick a mark or a model, I think the car picks us. It could be a memory of when you were a kid, your dad's pride and possession coming home to show you. We could be walking to school on a rainy day and this car pass you by and you think, my goodness, I'd love one of those when I grew up. Lots of things affect us, and I don't think we get to pick the car picks us. And so it is with the DeLorean. I was not on my radar when I was an adult or working on cars, but as a kid living in Northern Ireland where the Troubles were nothing far away from us, they were on the news all the time, and this guy, this movie star coming in from America to build this movie star car, I think it subconsciously affected me, because whenever I got the opportunity to buy and work in DeLoreans in America, I just automatically did it. Anyway, back to the cars. Eagle-eyed viewer noticed that there was a red DeLorean in one of the backgrounds of one of the last videos, and I've decided, while we're waiting on parts, to show you that car today and take it for a little drive and tell you a little bit about it, and come and take a look. This particular DeLorean was built in November 81. I kind of like the cars from the end of the year 81 because production was up. Everybody basically learned what they were supposed to be doing. Morale in the factory was good. The collision coming down the tracks with regards to the company's collapse had not been seen, certainly by the workforce. So morale was good. I think the cars being produced at that time, around the end of 81, were also good. This car here I purchased in southern England a year ago. It's had about $8,000 of work spent on it, suspension wise, tuning wise, and an update on the radiators, a few little updates, which makes the car really, really nice to drive. One of the things we have a problem here, certainly in this part of the woods, is tyre size and matching tyres. I find it very difficult to get a tyre tread that matches the 195 by 60 14s and the 235 by 60 15s. I don't know, I guess tyre companies have decided to not make them as available as they were. So what way I get around it is, I have decided to change the width of the tyre on the back of the car that I'm building till 225 by 60 15s. Now, the wise people, of course, at DeLorean decided to put 235s on the car, which is great. But I think the profile looks a little bit bulged, as you can see here. On my cars, the 225, I'm able to get the tyres reasonably cheap and matching treads. They do seem to be a lot more available to the punter in this part of the world. So take a look and see what you think. And there is the profile of the 225 by 60 15 tyre. In my eyes it looks pretty good, but it's up for discussion. Much easier got and a lot cheaper. The tyres, you can match them up tread wise, front and rear, with the 195 60 14s. Penny cars, of course, have their own conversation in the DeLorean community. This one is no example. I purchased the car, as I said, in south of England. It had been brought in from the United States. The car was bought new in Miami, and the guy who owned it came from Cocoa Beach, which just is slightly below Fort Lauderdale. I checked the owner. He had unfortunately passed away, and no one had collected his inheritance, poor guy. So I guess there's no family following up with the history of the car. I managed to locate the dealership and sent them a couple of emails, but they haven't got back to me. Next time I'm over in America, I'll stop by with a nice big box of assorted donuts, and hopefully they'll give me a little bit of information regarding the car. Painted cars, a lot of people are scared off with them, say they've been damaged and so on and so forth. But you guys know that to paint a stainless steel car is extremely expensive. So much so that DeLorean had to go to DuPont to come up with a formula in order for the primer to stick to the stainless steel. which made the painting of the car quite expensive. I think personally it would have been a lot more sensible to just remove the damaged panel and replace it. As you know, DeLorean Houston has a huge amount of panels for the car, so that doesn't really add up so much. If you are interested in a painted car, an important thing to do is to check the depth of the paint. What you're looking for is consistency more than anything. Consistency of the measurements throughout the car. And that should be a good indicator to tell you whether the car has been damaged or not. Anyway, I think the car looks good. As I said, painted cars are a bit of a talking point in the community. Do you take the paint off? Right now, if you take the paint off, the car is worth slightly more. Or do you keep the car painted because it's part of the DeLorean history? I'm starting to sway to think that the car should be kept painted. I know it takes away from the stainless steel and everything that went with the car, but it does add to the car's colourful past, if you excuse the pun. Right, enough. We're going to go for a drive. I'll take you around where I live, and we'll take a few shots of the car in motion. DeLoreans can be notoriously hard to start either warm or cold, and a component that's very critical to that is its warm-up pressure regulator, located on top of the valve cover on the left-hand side. It's a component that can be forgot about in the maintenance of the car, but it is critical. The warm-up pressure regulator controls fuel pressure to the head of the fuel metering valve. In so doing, it changes the fuel enrichment from rich to lean. It does that via a bimetallic strip inside the warm-up pressure regulator. So if you have a car that is hard to start, either warm or cold, check out your warm-up pressure regulator and have it reconditioned and or replaced. It's a very key component of the car. Okay, that was our Red DeLorean. Love them or hate them. They're certainly up for a bit of conversation. Hopefully the video will add to that conversation. Next time we'll be back at the bucket list build, fitting the front fascia and fitting the bonnet. We've booked the ferry from Rosslare to Roscoff. That's for mid-May, so fingers crossed we'll get everything built. And from Charlotte and me, you go Charlotte. See you next time.